Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Flamenco Latino 2021 Mas Allá series watch party. I'm Basilio Georges, and helping me tonight is our special correspondent, Aurora Reyes.
Hey, Aurora Reyes here, special correspondent. Putting down the volume.
Okay, we're going to try this. I have to move a little. I hope the size of my head is not too scary. Okay, so we're going to start tonight and we're going to play back a bunch of pre-recorded videos, 11 total. We'll be speaking a little bit in between. We want to tell you, if you're new to Flamenco Latino and this is the first online thing for 2021, please follow us on the YouTube channel, Flamenco Latino NYC. That's all one word. Or follow us on Facebook if you haven't followed Flamenco Latino NYC, also on Facebook. And Aurora, would you like to say a couple of words about Lorca Impressions before we hit that videotape?
Yes, Lorca Impressions was commissioned originally by Alicia Kaplan of Danisarte. She has an annual Lorca festival, and she wanted dancers and theater folk, and so we did a show on June 5th and 6th, I think it was, of this year at the Nacional, and this is what it looked like. Well, it looked different from this.
And the music is based on themes from Garcia Lorca, but it's put together in different ways with different flamenco rhythms and harmonies and melodies. All right. We were supposed to play two numbers in a row, so we're back. The next number is going to be Aurora Reyes dancing Guajiras, recorded at the live stream at Jamaica Center for Arts and Learning on August 5th. And you want to say anything about this number, Ms. Reyes?
I can't keep on top of all this stuff that we're doing here. I'm not used to being a technica as well. But anyway, yes, this was the Guajiras that we performed at JCal on July 29th. It was a version of a number that was set originally in 2008 by Javier Cruz. And I've been carrying that dance around with me since that time. And it's obviously changed and gone through changes, but that was the July 29th version.
And also, it's Guajiras con Guajeo, and Guajeo is the type of melodic and rhythmic patterns played by the tres, or the guitar, in Cuban music. So it gets very Latin-y at the end.
Me gusta por la mañana ay, después del café bebido a pasearme por La Habana, que con mi cigarro lo encendido. Ay, pasearme por La Habana, que con mi cigarro encendido. Ay, mira qué bien.
right, Aurora Reyes, acabando con las Guajiras. So let me just say a few things about the whole Más Allá series. Of course, in a year and a half of COVID, we had to figure out different ways of doing our home-based season. So this year, almost all the events were online. We did get one gig last minute in one of the restaurants that we wanted to collaborate with, Espresso 77 here in Jackson Heights. But we recorded and we did a live stream at JCal, but without audience. And then we did a series of, I think it was 8 online events, and we thought that maybe we would get better visibility and profile by doing short online performances from, I think it was mid-July to near the end of September. So we're looking at just some of the greatest hits, and not all of these numbers are being, we had to edit it down so that this doesn't become an 8-hour streaming session. And we're going to move now to the Funky Trianero. This is a number that evolved from a number we developed over the last few years called Sevillanas Afro-Cubanas. And as many flamencos know, the Sevillanas form is not considered flamenco puro, but it's always done at every performance here in the United States. And we've been toying around with that form and superimposing different rhythms, but sticking to the structure. So our Sevillanas Afro-Cubanas melded flavors of Latin music and Cuban Afro-Cuban Santo, sí, señor. And then I had the brilliant idea of doing a few numbers with electric guitar this year. Finally was able to afford an electric guitar after getting rid of the one I bought when I was 11 years old and got rid of before I finished high school. And so this took the Sevillanas form and did it intact a couple of times in a very funky flavor. And then we just took the Sevillanas Paseo rhythm and jammed out on it. And the interaction between Aurora Reyes and tap dancer Omar Edwards is outstanding. Want to say any other words about that?
Nothing really further to add. It's billed as me guiding him, Omar, through this number, and he hadn't heard it, so I was cueing verbal cues, but I don't know how much I was guiding him or we were just interacting. He just sees a fountain of rhythm and he just goes with it. So we had fun.
tanta tensión. I woke up one morning, I crossed over to Guyana on the puente de San Telmo. Double diabetes, London Caracoles. Now diabetes down the Plaza del Solano. Some dude was busting moves to Somali. Funky, funky, so funky. He was a funky, 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 funky trianero. Here we go. Funky, funky, so funky. He was funky, funky. Funky, funky, so funky. He was a funky, funky. He was funky, funky, so funky. He was a funky, funky. The funky, 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 funky trianero. Funky, 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 funky trianero. Funky, 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 funky trianero.
All right, we're getting to the end.
All right. Sorry, folks. I'm listening to the delayed stream over another computer. That was the funky Trianero. He was so funky. And so I know for anyone who has not become familiar with Flamenco Latino, they might be saying, "Where's the flamenco, bro?" And guess what? The next two numbers are going to take you even further outside. Um, Here's a couple of numbers we're going to play back to back. They're short. And the first one is Ahmed Traore, Muki, doing a bass solo in flamenco tonality, and Senor Basilio just went to town on video effects on that. It's kind of my homenaje to David Lynch in some ways. And then that will be followed by another number from this performance at JCal with Aurora and Omar Edwards doing bulerías with electric guitar and pedals, delay, chorus, and ring modulator at the end. And I believe, can't remember my own title, but it's called Billionaires in Suborbit. Bulerías Eléctricas. So here we go with Muki's interlude and then Bulerías Eléctricas. All right. We're back. And Aurora's monitoring everything over here, which is a little confusing because, of course, there's a delay from the actual stream, which is my computer, and it's about 10 or 12 seconds. And she said that on her computer, she seems to have lost the Facebook feed. So if anyone is having problems on Facebook, let us know. We don't have any error messages on this end from the restream. And I think we're going to set up the next number, which is going to be another one of Aurora's choreographies. It's a little bit edited. We're going to just pick it up midway through. Would you like to say something about Pena y Alegría?
Pena y Alegría was set for the Queensboro Dance Festival. It's my 4th year participating in the Queensboro Dance Festival. And every year is kind of a different challenge. And this year I was tired of bringing our breadboards and doing footwork on cement, because the performances are in parks mostly. And, so rather than concentrate on a lot of footwork, I concentrated on manton, which is the shawl, and bata de cola for me. I was dressed in the bata de cola and wielding the shawl. So I concentrated on upper body movement, and pena y alegría means pain and joy. So we had tried to reflect that in the dance. Hope you enjoy.
Y el aniversario nuestro. 40 years, 40 años de pena y alegría.
Ay, alegría, 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 alegría. Ay, alegría, 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 alegría. Te valitaron por ella, te valitaron por ella. Ay, mamá, ay, mamá, Amita le di la flor, Amita le di la flor.
Okay, that was a very flamenco choreography and exploration de los mantones, the shawls. And now the next number, you can see a little bit of the scene we might have used. Well, you'll see that scene in the video. It requires explanation. We have done a number of explorations into flamenco with the blues, and I have a number that I've been doing on and off, keep changing the lyrics, which is called Still Can't Get No Grindin', and is based on a Muddy Waters number called Can't Get No Grindin', and it's about a guy who, well, I'll just recite you the first verse and you get the idea. I had a little corn, I put it in a sack, took it to the mill, I had to take it right back. What's the matter with the mill? It done broke down. What's the matter with the mill? It done broke down. Can't get no grinding, tell me what's the matter with the mill. So that has become a catchphrase for all the obstacles in life, and like I say, I rewrote the lyrics and also made this number which kind of travels between shuffle blues and buleria. And this particular version, I tried a number of political commentary numbers, but during the Trump administration, things changed so fast that every time I wrote something comedic, it seemed to get outdated by something more comedic. So what happened here? Let me just lean over to one side. Okay, you see that image. I'm going to talk about a social media company that's been in the news a lot. Apparently they're changing their name because they're too big. And you can see that windmill, and it has the do not use. Aurora's covering the do not use symbol up.
Uh-oh.
Anyhow, that's the grinding place, the mill. So this has to do with our project and the grant. We actually had money for advertising, and we were going to do boosts on this social media company. But what happened was they kept rejecting the boosts because, like good awardees of grants, we gave credit to the organizations that awarded us the money, and in one case, that was New York State Council on the Arts, so there was mention of New York State and the former Governor Cuomo. So Facebook, with its brilliant art... Uh-oh. Let's see if this video remains up. Anyhow, the brilliant artificial intelligence of the social media company, the unnamed social media company, said, well, that you're a political campaign or you're working for a political candidate, so you cannot do that unless you declare yourselves as a political campaign or candidate. not an arts organization. And then the other credit was from New York City's Department of Cultural Affairs, and the artificial intelligence picked up on the word cultural and actually said this ad is rejected because you're exploiting social issues for commercial gain. So we were never able to run the boosts during before any of the events, but we did get around that, and we had to have a long conversation with one of the grant program associates, and it took a really long time to be able to set that up because they changed some personnel. And if you've seen any of these paid promotion boosts we've been doing for the watch party, the only reason we were allowed to do that was because we no longer used the verbiage in our boost. We just used a logo for Queen's Council on the Arts. So I know that explanation must have added an extra 20 minutes to this stream. So let me just set up now. Still can't get no grindin', and it has 3 verses, the original by Muddy Waters, and 2 references to having a little money for a boost and being rejected for being about a political candidate. Hope you understand my articulation. Here we go.
Had a little corn, I put it in a sack, took it to the mill, had to bring it right back.
Yeah.
What's the matter with the mill?
Done broke down.
What's the matter at the mill?
Done broke down.
Couldn't get no grinding, tell me what's the matter at the mill? I had some money for a Facebook boost, they said I was breaking all the rules. Can't matter in Menlo Park.
Done broke down.
What's the matter in Menlo Park?
Done broke down.
I can't get no grinding. Tell me what's the matter in Menlo Park.
Yeah. Basilio. Yep. Basilio, Guitar Georges. Yeah. I mentioned funding from New York State. They said I was in support of a political campaign. What's the matter in Hacker's Way? Down.
It's the matter in Hacker's Way?
Don't go down.
I can't get no grinding. Tell me what's the matter at Hacker's Way? Vamos a ver, hombre.
All right. That was our comedic, lighthearted number. So one of the great things about doing these weekly streams, and they were usually about 20 or 25 minutes of material, was we got to redigest or redo numbers we had been doing and kind of invent new numbers week by week as we went along. And as you've seen a lot of the crossover numbers with flamenco and other rhythms, but every so often we do get very traditional. So now here is a snatch of, basically it was a Granaína solo of mine that I've been working on for the last couple of years. And then we decided to end it up with Aurora dancing por rondeñas. And so we're going to do that number now, Granaína y Rondeña.
yo sé que te puedo olvidar. Ay, antes de que te puedo olvidar. Se han de apagar a las estrellas y se han de encarcelar la mar. Se han de encarcelar al
Okay. The next number, you have to.
I am.
We're having a little bit of technical direction studio problems here. Okay. We're going to feature two numbers back to back now that were recorded at JCal at the live stream on August 5th that feature Omar Edwards. One is my Tanguillo, which I originally wrote back in 1997, and it got revived and rearranged, and Omar comes on like for the latter half of that, and then we go into a total improv, such an improv that I expected to come out of the Tanguillo rhythm and Omar in his 6-beat preference, but I think he did so many 6-beat numbers that evening he sprung a 4/4 number on us. So the name of my Tanguillo is El Camino que Llevo, and then the name of the next number is Captain Omar guides us through the black hole. Captain Omar navigates us through the black hole. And the reference there is Omar hates rehearsing. He feels he's more fresh if it's just sprung on him at the last minute. And he would say things like, you know, I'll follow what you're doing, and Aurora can give me little cues how to navigate the structure, but I prefer to go into the black hole whenever I work. And so that's kind of what it was like. So it's very comfortable for Omar and not so comfortable for the rest of us, but I think it was brilliant. And I hope you enjoy this number. These two numbers.
Last time. Going home. Aha.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
All right, through the black hole to the other side of the universe with Captain Omar. And that kind of brings us to near to the end. Thank you for staying with us. I see that this is probably with the countdown. It's gone over an hour. Sorry for being so verbose, but you know it's the last watch party. We got to get our 2 cents in. So now we're going to queue up the Fin de Fiesta from Event 8, featuring Julissa Cadenillas. I know she's been waiting all night for this. Natalia Starkova and Malia Faye Vasquez, very talented. They've all been working with Aurora. Would you like to say a little more, Aurora, about your crew, your cuerpo de baile?
Well, they're a great bunch and very hardworking, very dedicated to performing all the work that we do on Flamenco Latino. So I love them, and I am wishing them well and, you know, helping them with their careers each as much as I can.
And so stay with us because we have a little surprise after this before we roll the credits. And I know I recognize everyone that I'm getting information from who has commented, so these people are familiar with Flamenco Latino. We hope that maybe you pass around the link once this is posted, and we hope to reach a lot of people. We have gotten a lot of views from the 8 other events, and that's been a big part of the necessity to deliver this project in the eyes of the funders. So with no further ado, Fin de Fiesta!
Ay, por mi vera pasó, por mi vera pasó, y un gitanito canallero, y de mi pena, válgame Dios, compañero, y de mi pena, vente conmigo, bajo la mano de los olivos. Dale de eres más bonita tu tirabuzón. Vámonos, palmita, lleva un montón de Manila y San José como gajo, lleva una gran palmita. Válgame Dios, compañero, lleva una gran palmita. Ay, sorongo, que mire que contigo premito que estamos nosotros, que mire que contigo premito que estamos nosotros. Mira, oye, como mi caracterizar, pero con que el baile nadie lo
Oh, welcome to Monster Chiller Flamenco Horror Theater. Yes, it is. Having a little trouble here. Okay. It is almost Halloween, so we are celebrating. And we want to thank you for coming to this online show tonight. And do you have anything to tell the people? Ooh, that's scary.
I didn't say anything yet. No, we just want to wish you all happy Halloween, and we'll be celebrating too. And we'll be going to Semilla, sponsored by the Creative Cultural Center. So maybe we'll see you there. And we'll see you all at all the Flamenco Festival events coming up. Ooh.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Okay, put on the...
Te fuiste, mi vera. Te fuiste, mi vera. El corazón pedazo como yo a ti bien. Este camelo daría porque volviera el corazón pedazo como yo a ti bien. Este camelo daría porque volviera. Vamos ya. Hasta ti, aire. Candela, Aurorita. Ole.